Hello, 5th graders. Welcome to lesson 3.4, Round Decimals. Let's get started. Today's objective is I can round decimals to a given place by using place value with 100% accuracy in multiple attempts. Please pause to write the lesson objective in your digital math notebook now. Today's lesson has one vocabulary word. Our vocabulary word is the word whole number. A whole number is a number with no fraction or decimal parts. Today we're going to be working on rounding decimals, and one of the place values we'll be rounding to is the nearest whole number. If we look at this example in the box, we have 12 and 538. If we round this to the nearest whole number, we would want to be underlining the 2 and looking next door to the 5. 5 would make us round up, so our nearest whole number would be 13. If we think about this as money, we would have $12.53. 53 is closer to a whole dollar than it is closer to 0, so we round up to $13. Please pause to write the whole number, vocabulary, and definition in your digital math notebook. There is no I problem today, so be prepared to go to your digital math notebook next. Here are steps for rounding decimals. It says we're going to round 45 and 621 to the nearest hundredths. Now let's follow some steps to see how close we are. Our first step is to underline the place value. I did it over here to the right. We are going to underline the hundredths place. So in our number, the hundredths place is the 2. Okay? Our next step says we're going to circle the judge. The judge is the number next to it. Sometimes we put an arrow to it like this. For now, we're going to circle. So the 1 next to it, the judge, which is going to tell us to round up or round down, is a 1. So our rule, remember, is that if it's 5 or more, we round up, and if it's 4 or less, we round down. So 1 is less, so then we put zeros in any place afterwards. So we would write this as 45.62 because it stays the same. It doesn't round up to a 3. Remember, we could put a 0 after here, and that would be okay. And if we leave the 0 off, that would be okay as well. Let's practice with these numbers here on the right side. It says we're going to round it to the nearest hundredths place, and then we're going to list them from least to greatest. So first, let's round. The first number in the hundredths place is a 1. So when we see a 1, we don't round up. So this is going to be 1.61. In the hundredths place of the next number, we see a 5. Remember, we're not using the 5, we still look next door. Next door we see a 2, and 2 is not enough to make us round up. I'm going to put a 0 in the 1's place since there isn't one, but 0.25 would be our number. Our next number, we underline the 0 and look next door. We see a 3. 3 doesn't make us round up, so that's going to stay the same, 0.40. Our next one has a 5 in the hundredths place and nothing next door. We can put a 0 there if that helps us know what to do. 0 does not make us round up, so we're going to stay the same, 1.35. Then our next number has a 7, but next door we have a 0. Well, 0 again doesn't make us round up, so we would have 1.37. Our last number has 0.30, so we want to keep that. That 0 is not going to make us change. And ooh, look at this 2. The 2 doesn't have a hundredths place. We could fill it in with zeros to find it, but it's going to stay the same, 2.0. And then it said we're going to take these numbers and list them in order from least to greatest. So my smallest number is going to start with a 0. It's going to be 0.25. Next, we have 0.40. All right, and I missed one. I'm going to erase because we need one more before that 0.40. And that is going to be 0.33, then 0.40, okay? All right, we've done all of our zeros. Now let's look for some ones. All right, the smallest one I see is 1.35, and then 1.37, and lastly 1.61, and our largest number out of all of those is 2.0. Pause now so you can type these numbers into your digital math notebook. All right, guys, time for the lesson activity. In today's lesson activity, we're going to round each number to the nearest whole number. Remember, a whole number means that we are getting rid of all of the extra pieces off to the right. So the whole number in A would be 2, and then we look next door, we see a 6. 6 makes us round up, so this would change to 33. We could say 33.0 or just 33. In B, the whole number, the ones place is going to be a 6, and we look next door, we see a 2. 2 is not enough to make us round up, so this number is going to stay 66. Again, you could write this as 66.0 if you wanted to. Let's do one more together. Underline the whole numbers. That would be a 53. So the ones place, we look next door, we see a 9. 9 obviously makes us round up, so the 3 is going to change to a 4. So we have 54 or 54.0. Your job is to finish D on your own. Remember, we're going to underline the ones place and look next door. Be sure to pause and type these into your digital math notebook. All right, 5th graders, you're almost finished. Complete your exit slip when you're done with your video to show your teacher your understanding. Great job!